What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to another video, man. So today we're about to go ahead and react to the secret truth behind Drake's diss track. This is a Patrick CC clip. Let's go ahead and just jump right into it.
Although you might think the Drake beef is mostly between him and Kendrick, there is actually someone getting not nearly as much attention that's secretly the mastermind behind all of this. Now, we all know Drake recently released his diss track called Push Ups, where he dissed multiple rappers, including
Drop and Give Me
Lamar,
50. We ain't react to that,
Future,
though.
Metro Boomin, The Weeknd, J. Cole, and potentially subliminals across the entire industry. And firstly, you know I'm always going to look at this from a business perspective. And
Metro Boomin too?
Mind that music is a business. I believe that everyone involved in this beef knows that it is good for hip-hop. It's interesting and entertaining.
I do think so too.
Yes, including Drake, their sales numbers are down. Hip-hop sales numbers across the entire genre are down. Now, I'm not saying that this is pre-planned and they're all secretly working together behind the scenes saying, oh, I'm going to say this, then you say that.
I think
so. It's not orchestrated like that.
I think so.
All of them will make money and will benefit if their names are being dragged into this beef. They can release a single, they can release an album where they may or may not respond, and then the fans are going to tune in, leading to more streams and more sales.
True.
Beef has always been good for hip-hop. It makes money. You get what I'm saying. Now, in the track Push-Ups, Drake definitely threw some nice little jabs at Kendrick. He made fun of his shoe size, he called him a pipsqueak, he says he's being extorted by his label, saying he is just as much of a sellout rapper turned pop star as any other rapper who did pop records for money. And yeah, some good solid jabs. Cool. But there was one bar that is massively overlooked. Hugs and kisses, man. Don't tell me about no switches. I'll be rocking every chain I own next visit. I be with some bodyguards like Whitney. Top say drop your little... All right. In Kendrick's track, he said, y'all better get the switches, and that he's going to be snatching chains, to which Drake says, no, you're not. But the I be with bodyguards line like Whitney, it does obviously refer to Whitney Houston's 1992 film Bodyguards, but Whitney is also the name of Kendrick Lamar's fiance. Drake dragging Kendrick's fiance's name into this beef is huge in my opinion, and I think this is really where the beef is going to start. You have to remember that everything up until this point has pretty much just been about numbers,
some play shit.
Who has the most sales,
Facts.
who's the most relevant, who has
I ain't even know that. I ain't peeped that.
Who's big three. It's just been strictly competitive until now. I mean, even if you think back all the way to Kendrick's Control verse, where he dissed every relevant rapper in the game, including Drake. He said he had love for everybody, but he wanted to murder them and take their fans. But this was just for the sake of competition, which we all agree is good for hip-hop. And even Kendrick's shots that he took on like that were pretty light and also strictly competitive. So Drake bringing up Kendrick's fiance, his family, is even a line that he thinks is taking it too far.
Well, it wasn't even about battle rap or any of that. It was just the information was too shocking. It was, like I said, it was on his part, it was a genius.
Drake is a troll though, like we know this.
He has no, like, you know, when it comes to me, he's not gonna have any like morals or respect. So the other elements of the record, whether it be like just like the shit that he's making up about my mom and my dad and all this like dumb shit, or you know, obviously the part that hit me the most, which is like, you know, wishing like that my friend that has an illness like dies, like that shit to me is just not really wavy. Like
I ain't know all that.
Not really with that. Like, and when I did say, oh, there's rules to this, I didn't mean there's rules that anybody has to follow. Whether there was information that didn't get revealed or not, the point is like there's just some unwritten rules in the sport for some people, obviously not for him, and that's fine, you know. There's a point
that was weird though. Like, yeah, that was a very like awkward ass beef that they had. Pusha T and Drake that they got going. That's it seems so random to me, but I don't know.
You're gonna want to stop rapping. I'm sure I could say something about, you know, your lovely lady or, you know, a child or a family member, and you're just gonna want to not really rap anymore.
Yeah. So when Pusha T brought up Drake's family, his child, and his friend 40 who was unwell, Drake said that was too far. He also admits that's how Pusha won. So wouldn't mentioning Kendrick's wife by Drake's own definition be too far? It would, which is why I think Drake is being fully intentional here, and he wants to poke the bear and see what Kendrick is going to do, which in my opinion is really where the beef starts. It starts at the mention of Kendrick's fiance, and things could
he want for Kendrick Lamar to clap back
to that line directly. He might start wilding out, exposing personal information. Again, I don't think they're going to be sliding on each other's blocks, but Oh no, it could get a little
Nah,
messy. But if
I
Kendrick
doubt that.
ignores that line, then everyone can just kind of play it off and say, "Oh, that Drake was never talking about his wife. That line was about Whitney Houston. It was just about bodyguards. Whatever. Forget about it."
Yo, this dude be really like analyzing the lyrics and all. Like, this is crazy how much like in tune this man really is with this whole beef.
It's definitely a strategic chess move by Drake. But ironically, the most overlooked mastermind in this entire beef is Metro Boomin.
So glad I remembered Uber Eats.
Yo, why are they even beefing? Because don't Metro Boomin make a lot of music with 21 Savage, and ain't 21 Savage mad cool with Drake? That's the part that was kind of confusing me. I'm gonna be honest. When he said Metro Boomin, like it didn't really like make sense to me at all. Cause I mean I thought they made music.
I believe he has the biggest role in this situation, but he isn't really getting the attention because he's not a rapper and he can't technically respond. The only line Metro received in push-ups was, "Metro, shut your hoe ass up and make some drums." But it's actually much deeper than that. It starts with Metro's tweet and delete rant about Drake. The Hip Hop All Day Twitter account was comparing the streams of Drake's Her Loss and Metro Boomin's Heroes and Villains. Her Loss is about 1.3 billion streams behind. Heroes and Villains currently getting 10 million streams a day. Her Loss 4 million. The gap is only going to widen. Then Metro Boomin chimed into the conversation and said, "Yet Her Loss still keeps winning Rap Album of the Year over Heroes and Villains. Proof that award shows are just politics and not for me. I don't care about awards, honestly. The true award and reward is knowing that the music I spend so much time on brings joy to the people's everyday lives." What's so funny about these tweets is that Metro is doing the exact same thing that DJ Khaled was doing against Tyler, the Creator. Tyler went number one, DJ Khaled went number two,
what kind of beef is
DJ
this?
Khaled was pissed. And everybody was like, "Shut up, DJ Khaled. You had everybody in the industry on that album, and you still couldn't compete with Tyler." But DJ Khaled based his argument off streams, saying,
I make albums so people can play it.
Bro, but Tyler, the Creator, is very talented, dog. I know a lot of people seen his Coachella performance. I ain't gonna lie, bro. You gotta really give it to him, though. He's doing this as a one-man wrecking crew, going crazy. That performance itself really, like, opened my eyes to, like, dude, he's a very great rapper. He's a very great artist.
You actually hear it. It's called albums that you actually hear the songs. Not no mysterious shit and you never hear it.
like, dude, shut up. Igor was just a great album. That's it. Metro is kind of doing the same thing here. He's mad about an award, not necessarily going number one, but Metro is an executive producer. DJ Khaled is an executive producer. The only difference is that Metro does have the capability and the ability to make amazing music himself and actually do the producing. And he didn't make some annoying video to post on social media. But I mean, Dante, you got to back me up here. Like, he's clearly pressed. Like he said, "I don't even care about awards." Then why did you tweet about it, bro?
Yeah.
But then he deleted the tweet.
A hit dog to
that
holler.
proves he doesn't care. And then Drake, a few months later, called him a tweet and deleter.
The non-believers, the underachievers, the tweet and deleters.
Mm.
You guys
That's a
make me
fat ass
sick to my stomach,
crib.
fam. Honestly, if you guys want to look in my eyes, you guys want to do something? You guys, that's what I thought.
So hear me out. Metro believes in his heart.
Nah, why he
Her
charm
Loss
like that?
robbed him of an opportunity to win a BET award or a Grammy or some other award. So it makes sense why he would drop another album that's not necessarily rushed, but I mean, Heroes and Villains dropped like 15 months ago, and he already has We Don't Trust You this year. Especially considering Drake said he won't be dropping any more music this year. Maybe Metro is trying to drop an album and get the award that he thinks he deserves.
Bro,
which would be
I
so
do
funny
think
if
that-
Drake just said, "Nah, fuck it, I'm gonna do a surprise album."
I think that I do think that awards are definitely like politics for sure, though. Like, I mean, I've been through that even before all of this.
He drops an album that gets an award over Metro again, that would be diabolical. Okay, if Drake drops another album this year, I think he watched this video. Because the ultimate troll to Metro would be to drop another album and intercept Metro's
just
ability
keep doing
to
it,
get
right.
some award or get a Grammy or something
Keep
like that.
outbeating
That
him.
would be crazy. But additionally, it was on We Don't Trust You that Future took shots at Drake. He said on track number 1, "You my number one fan, dog. Sneak dissing, I don't understand. pillow talking, acting like a fed. I don't need another fake friend. Can't be bout a hoe cause we sharing. In your feelings, why you playing, dog? I know, I didn't rap it, all right? I didn't rap it. And the only reason we knew this was a diss at Drake was because Drake's opening line in Push-Ups was, I could never be nobody's #1 fan. Your first #1, I had to put it in your hand. Which is true. I mean, surprisingly, Future had like 7 or 8 #1 albums, but he never had a #1 single until he collaborated with Drake. I think it was Way Too Sexy, which is like, Future deserved so many other #1s other than that. But regardless, it is true. But there really isn't that much history of beef between Future and Drake. Like,
yeah, this is like something that's new.
We know. I mean, bloggers and YouTubers are now diving into the
new
history
and ongoing,
looking at all of these subliminal shots that may or may not be between these two, and there could be something there, but the only likely explanation that makes any sense is over a girl, and it's a really long story that's not worth getting into all of the details, in my opinion, but the Spark Notes is essentially that Drake and Future allegedly have some beef over this girl who goes by the name Princess Diana. But then again, Future just said that the beef can't be about a hoe because they're sharing, which does prove that they have shared women in the past, but it doesn't really seem
that's
strong.
the industry
so
in
Metro
itself,
is
though.
Clearly mad at Drake, and Future might be lightly agitated, or maybe Future is not particularly happy with the way that Drake and Metro's relationship has sort of panned out, so it's time to take sides. Is Future going to side with Metro or Drake? But you have to consider Metro's role here. He's an amazing producer. Some might even call him the best in hip-hop. You can work with a great producer for your whole career, but you can't really have a partnership unless you're a duo with another rapper. Like, if you're on Drake's side, what do you get? Okay, you get a feature, and you get kind of the cultural relevance by being beside him. You might get an Instagram tag, or maybe you get a whole collab album. Future has all of that already from Drake. He got all of the benefits that you get from being Drake's friend in the industry. So kind of doesn't really need him anymore.
I'm so confused why they even beefing
Metro is better for the long term. Plus, who knows how close Drake and Future actually are as friends behind the scenes. Maybe Future was always using him for sales. But Future and Metro do have a long history together, and they are from the same city. For Kendrick, the decision was easy. It was just, let me jump on the #1 producer's album and take a shot at the biggest rapper in the game. But Metro benefited heavily from both of these situations. Then add The Weeknd into the mix, and Metro benefited from that too. The Weeknd received some bars on Push-Ups as well. Firstly, Drake said that The Weeknd claims Toronto, but he isn't actually from there. Then he basically makes fun of The Weeknd's manager for paying Metro to put him on his most recent 2 albums, which, as you know, The Weeknd does kind of stand out on Heroes and Villains and We Don't Trust You. It's like, all right, The Weeknd's a singer, he's not really a rapper, like, he's kind of like the token singer on this project.
Where did he come from, bro?
But again, why would The Weeknd need to be on Metro's album? Well, you guys have to think with your business brain. Sure, The Weeknd is a pop star, but he still needs that hip-hop coolness factor. He needs the approval of the hip-hop community to remain on top, even as a pop star. It's just a strategic marketing and
he is like in and out with the rap, for sure.
Rappers just kind of have this cool factor that's difficult to explain. They usually have the most poppin' Instagrams, they dress the nicest, they just have this cool aura or looming interest is a great word to put that our society, our pop culture interest has just kind of given them. Why do you think Post Malone started with rap and then now drifted into pop and country? Why do you think Morgan Wallen wanted to collaborate with Lil Durk? Why do you think that pop stars want rappers to feature on their songs? Well, because they get this strong cultural cosign that is hard to quantify with dollars, but we all know that it exists. It's invaluable. And The Weeknd knows that he needs to maintain that. And how do you maintain that? Well, you get featured on Metro's album, where the whole hip-hop community is going to be tapping in to see who's featured on said album. The Weeknd chose to side with Metro because Metro will keep The Weeknd collaborating with the biggest rappers in the game and keep him relevant and cool. And Drake knows this. That's why he dissed him. As far as the Rick Ross beef, it just kind of strategically fit into
That's a crazy picture to put, no cap.
I'm taking on everyone. Drake said throughout Push-Ups, the theme of this track is that rappers need him for features, they need him for relevance, they need him to get their #1 song, and Rick Ross kind of fits in that boat. All of Rick Ross's top hits have Drake featured on them, but it seems like most of their actual beef history is over women. Again, because it's likely
ain't no way they beefing over females, though.
Drake could probably take from him. And Ross responded quickly on Instagram because he really doesn't have anything to lose. He started making fun of his nose and mentioned his mother and said that he has a BBL. He's calling him BBL Drake. Cupcake
Yeah,
Drake.
like
feel
what is
Drake
that?
knew that Rick Ross was an easy W. Like, no matter what Rick Ross says, nobody's going to take his side because he's old. He's almost 50 years old. So all in all, what do you
That's
think?
a
Do you
weird
think it's
way to
possible
put it,
that
though.
Metro could be the secret ringleader behind all of this, or do you think I have it wrong? Let me know in the comments. Drink water.
I definitely think he got it wrong as far as Metro being the ringleader, as you would call it. But I don't know, man. I do feel like this is all just publicity to kind of get everybody to more so get back into hip hop, because as y'all can see, the females is like dropping the most music right now. You got a lot of niggas listening to Sexy Red and all these other type of females now. So that's what I think about it. Yeah, it's a lot of weird beef going on. But I don't know, man. We're gonna have to wait and see the upcoming diss tracks that people are still gonna continuously drop on each other. But until then, though, yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. We're gonna go ahead and react to some more whenever we can. But until then, it's your boy Caprice the Great, and I'm out. No cap.